Hi Leo, welcome to September 2015. As you go into September, Venus and Mars are coupled. They're both in Leo. So there's a passionate start to your month. And this makes you more attractive, it exudes more sexual energy, and it's a fun energy. Now, you're focused on your talents, your gifts, your abilities this entire month. And as well as this year, because Jupiter has moved into Virgo. And Virgo is your neighbor. Virgo sits right next to Leo, and so it rules that area of your life that has to do with your talent, your gifts, your abilities, your self-worth, your self-respect, your earning ability, your possessions, your freedom, your inner and outer resources, your core values, what you love and value, and your habit patterns. So this is going to be an important time for you because the eclipses have now moved into this area. There is a Virgo new moon partial solar eclipse on September 13th. And this is in this area for you, so, resources are going to be very important to you over the next couple of years. Of course, resources are always important, but you're going to focus on them over the next 2 years with these eclipses. And the North Node is still in Libra. However, it is going to move into Virgo next month. And so with the North Node moving in that area, here again we have this very big focus for you in this area of your possessions, your earning ability, and how you're using your talent, your skills to attract more abundance, create the life you want. So the Virgo solar eclipse on the 13th has the sun and the moon coupled at 20 degrees, 10 minutes Virgo, and they're being in conjunct, or there's an awkward aspect with Uranus and Aries. So for you, Aries is in that area of your beliefs, your truth, your wisdom, your future vision, higher consciousness, higher education, marketing and sales. And with Uranus making this awkward aspect to the Virgo new moon eclipse, there's an adjustment that you need to make. Perhaps there's a belief in the way for you, right? So perhaps there's something in your way. What is in your way of you achieving what you want? Greater financial security, greater freedom, working with passion, having what you want. There's something that you need to change, adjust, in order for you to go to that next level of greater creativity and abundance. Also, this is a good time for you to think about, if you're smoking, quit smoking. If you're drinking, maybe, stop drinking for a while. Whatever you're doing that's not healthy, right? Maybe it's codependent relationships, right? Or maybe it's being a workaholic. Whatever you're doing that's taking you out of balance, that is depleting your energy, there's a message here at this Virgo moon to change it. What else is interesting here too is Chiron, who acts like a planet in your astrology, he is an asteroid between Saturn the past and Uranus the future. We call him the wounded healer. We all carry wounds that never heal. It's part of being human. And Chiron is an exact opposition with this Virgo solar eclipse. Chiron is in Pisces, and Pisces rules other people's values, other people's money. It rules money that you receive that isn't earned income. Maybe it's your partner's money, or some sort of tax payout, insurance payout, royalty payout, inheritance payout. It rules that area of money for you. And Chiron is there in opposition to this eclipse. And so what needs healing for you? So there's some sort of healing that needs to happen with you. Perhaps it's, like I said, you need to change some sort of habit, and Chiron's bringing that to your attention, like, whoa, I gotta stop drinking, you know, or I gotta stop hanging out with this person, or I have to stop working so much, right? So you're gonna have an opportunity here in September to evaluate what is getting in the way of you reaching your fullest potential, fullest power, feeling effective in your life, and where you're going and what you're doing. Now, Venus moves direct on the 6th, and she's still in Leo, baby. So you're looking good, and having the goddess of beauty and abundance and love in your sign is very favorable for you. So as you go into September, you're really going to like it because she's coupled with Mars, and that's, you know, sexual attraction and passion and chemistry. And she moves direct on the 6th, and the Sun, your ruling planet, is in harmonious energy flow with powerful Pluto on the 6th. So you're going to like this first part of September. Mars also forms a positive energy flow with Uranus on the 9th of September. So as you go into September, you're feeling strong, you're focused on your talents, gifts, and abilities, you're feeling rested and restored, and you're just feeling really good about what you're doing. Mars being in your sign gives you a lot of energy. Venus gives you the ability to look good, feel good. It's a wonderful time to do a beauty makeover. It's a wonderful time to do an inner makeover, outer makeover, whatever you want to do to feel good, feel better, and, you know, go into this September feeling really good. Closing out the summer in the Northern Hemisphere feeling really strong. And then, you know, you move into the eclipse season starting on the 13th, where it's very important for you to focus on your gifts as well as change things that need to be changed, heal what needs to be healed. And then Mercury is going to retrograde September 17th through October 9th. Now, Mercury is in Libra. So Mercury is in the area of communication for you, your thought patterns, your style of speaking and listening, short distance travel, social media. And with Mercury retrograding in Libra, and Mercury is going to be in Libra for 66 days. So Mercury will be in Libra from August 27th through November 1st. And this is a really important universal message because Libra rules fairness, Libra rules justice, Libra rules relationships, it rules balance. And so where are you out of balance? Where do you need more balance in your life? And with Mercury moving retrograde, it's not the best time to make major decisions, although life goes on and you have to do what you have to do. So, you know, if you need to buy a new car, a new computer, or buy a house, or move, or, you know, rent a house, whatever you need to do, you got to do it. You can't put your life on hold because Mercury's retrograde. However, you really want to make sure you're looking at the details. The devil is in the details when Mercury's retrograde, and it's very easy to miss things. It's very easy to miss what needs to be done, and then you need to go back and do it again. And so, you know, it's not the best time for surgery unless you have to have it. You know, it's really better to wait until October 10th on to, you know, make those major decisions or do major work. It really is better to wait. Now, Mercury is going to form 3 exact squares with Pluto. The first one is on September 9th, and then September 24th, and then the final one is October 22nd. Mercury is in Libra, Pluto is in Capricorn. They're going to challenge each other. So this is going to be the time for you to look at your relationships, to be honest about what's going on in your relationships. All of life is relationship. Relationship to your money, relationship to your talent, relationship to your health, relationship to who you're with, the relationship to other people, to source, to your environment, and so on. So with Mercury being challenged by Pluto, here is the opportunity for you to look at what is the truth in this relationship? What is the balance of power in this relationship? Are you receiving as much as you're giving? Are you receiving in your relationships? Leo is very generous. Leo rules the heart. Leo is incredibly loyal. That doesn't mean who you're with is as loyal to you or as generous to you. And so September and October is going to be a time for everyone to look at relationships and see what the balance is of giving and receiving. What is the balance of power, right? Are we being codependent with someone? Are we giving our power away in hopes that they'll like us, in hopes that they'll love us? And at what cost does that come? Pluto loves to point out the cost, the emotional cost, the self-esteem cost, the spiritual cost. What is the cost of this relationship to your personal evolution? What is the cost of this relationship to your soul evolution, to your growth, to your happiness and your joy? So here is an opportunity to evaluate your relationships, the communication going on in relationships, and the honesty of relationships. Now Saturn moves into Sagittarius on September 17th. And this is really important because Saturn has been in Scorpio for 2.5 years, and Scorpio rules emotional truth. Now Saturn is in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius rules truth. It is that archer shooting the arrow of truth. So the truth theme is going to continue over the next 2 years. Saturn will be in Sagittarius until solstice 17. And so here again we have this theme of truth. We've got Mercury retrograde in Libra for 66 days. What is the truth? What is the justice that we need to see in our personal lives and in our government and banking and so on? And so this is a really big theme here going on. And for you, it has to do with, are you communicating your truth? Are you speaking your truth? Right? And, you know, are you getting your needs met in your life, in your relationships, in your work? Now, the sun enters Libra on the 23rd. We have happy fall in the northern hemisphere and happy spring for you lucky Aussies in the southern hemisphere, Argentina, New Zealand, and so on. Spring for you. And so here we have seasonal change. That's very powerful. The equinoxes and the solstices are the most powerful points of the year. And you're in eclipse season. The last eclipses are happening in September. This is an incredibly powerful time. Mercury is retrograde, which means you can be in a dream state. Being in eclipse season can feel like you're in a dream state. Mars enters Virgo on the 24th. Now this is good for income. The more you hustle, the more you earn when Mars is in this area. Mars may be saying, cut it out. Cut out the smoking, cut out the drinking, cut out the partying, cut out something that's no longer working for you. With Mars moving through this area, there can be an unexpected expense, but there can also be the income to pay for it. So even though you can get some sort of unexpected expense happen your way, you'll also have the resources to take care of it. Venus forms a beautiful harmonious energy flow with Uranus on the 24th And I think you're going to like the 24th because Venus in Leo is in harmony with Uranus. So it's like you're figuring things out, you're seeing your future vision, you're seeing where you need to go, you're doing what you need to do, and things are moving in the right direction for you. The sun and the moon, and your ruling planet is the sun, are sextiling Saturn on the 24th as well. So this is very good energy for you. And you know, with Saturn moving into Sagittarius, this is very beneficial for Leo. In Scorpio, it challenged all your Leo. Now it harmonizes with all your Leo. So you're going to get the reward over the next 2 years for all of your hard work you've been doing since October 2012. So that's good news because, you know, Saturn is now in this area with you to stay of creative self-expression, really knowing yourself, you see, and that's going to become really apparent to you over the next couple of years, where you're really going to say, this is who I am. This works for me. This doesn't work for me. This relationship works for me. This relationship isn't working for me, right? You're really coming to know yourself over the next couple of years and being very practical and determined in any creative projects you're involved in, right? So having Saturn in this area is really going to focus you on being very professional in anything you're doing creatively. Any creative projects you've got going on, whether it's for personal or work, you're going to be extremely focused on being a perfectionist and professional in what you're doing. And there's a lot of support coming in for you having Saturn in this area for you. You're going to experience, you know, moving up in your life, moving up in your career, moving up in whatever you're doing, growing and achieving new levels of success, because now that Saturn has moved into this area that is supportive to any planets you have in Leo. And Uranus is there too. Uranus is in Aries, your sister sign. Sagittarius is your sister sign. And they're both pouring positive energy into any planet you have in Leo, uplifting you, empowering you, strengthening you, rewarding you, having those in authority say, you're doing a great job, we want to promote you, we want to reward you, and it's like, wow, my ship's coming in. Pluto moves direct on the 25th. This is good for health and it's good for work. So if there's been some nagging things going on in your health, you can now move them forward and get them healed, and as well as work, how you work. You can move things forward and heal yourself, empower yourself, empower what you're doing. It's good. It's good that Pluto is moving forward on the 25th. Now Mars is going to square Saturn on the 26th. And Mars squaring Saturn, there could be something for some of you going on with a child. You know, at this time, a child needs some sort of assistance or financial. It could be that could be the financial expense where it comes up with your child. You know, that your child needs help with something and you have to come up with the money to help your child. It's also Saturn showing you what's getting in the way of you achieving greater financial security, utilizing those talents, skills, and abilities to create the life you want. Now, at the end of the month, on the 27th, there is the Aries full moon total lunar eclipse, and it's a supermoon. A supermoon means it's closest to the Earth and direct alignment with the sun and the Earth at the moment of the eclipse. So you have a supermoon, total eclipse at the end, and you have a partial solar eclipse, what will feel like a full eclipse. You are ruled by the sun, so anything that touches the sun, you feel greatly. It's the last eclipse of the year, and isn't it interesting that the focus in this eclipse is on relationships? You have Mercury in Libra for 66 days, relationships. The Sun is at 4 degrees, 40 minutes Libra. Juno is at 4 degrees Libra. Juno is an asteroid who is the wife of Jupiter, who's now in Virgo. Lilith is there. The asteroid Lilith is there at almost 4 degrees Libra. The North Node is in Libra. The Moon is in Aries. So this eclipse is going to focus everyone on relationships. All of life is relationships. Now, for those of you that are single, you're going to be thinking about what you want in your next relationship. For those of you that are coupled, this moon is going to bring to conscious awareness what has been below the threshold. This moon is going to bring to conscious awareness of what's been going on in your relationships. Now, not just the husband or wife or the partner or the boyfriend or girlfriend or the person you live with, but your business partners, your colleagues, people you consult, other people. Libra rules other people. And so you're going to be looking at your relationships and doing some really big evaluations. And this is good. This is important. So it is about what do you need, Leo, as well as what do other people need from you. And where is the balance? Where is the balance, and where is the balance of power? Now, Pluto is loosely involved, and as the moon moves forward, it will, later that day, begin to aspect Pluto, as well as the sun will, a few days later, will now be in the grips of Pluto. And here we go again with that theme that Mercury was showing us earlier on the 9th and the 24th and the 22nd of what is the truth in these relationships? What is the truth going on in the partnership? What is the balance of power that's taking place in your relationships? Are you receiving as much as you're giving? Leo, you're very generous, and you want to bestow that love on who you love. And, for those of you that are more spiritually advanced, and most of you are because you're following this, you want to spread that love and light to everyone. And that's beautiful. However, how are you taking care of you? Are you healthy? Are you strong? Right? There's a theme here going on for you this month about your health habits, as well as what you're doing to achieve your goals, and what's getting in the way of that. So here we have this focus now on the 27th, the end of the month, going into October, and we're in the cycle of relationships because we're in the cycle of Libra now. Is what's going on here in your personal life? What's going on in your relationships? Are you getting your needs met? Do you feel loved? Do you feel cherished? Do you feel appreciated? And not just, like I said, by the significant other, but by your patients, by your customers, by your clients, by your public, by other people, by family members, right? So this is a time where you're going to be looking at this. And then as the days move on and we go into October, when the sun squares off with Pluto, you're going to be looking at the balance of power in your relationships. And, it's all about truth now. We've been in this cycle of Scorpio, truth. And now Saturn is in Sagittarius, truth. We're in the cycle of Libra, fairness and justice and balance. So you're looking at what is fair, what is truth, what is balanced in your life, and are you getting your needs met? And so this is a time for you to focus on what you need, focus on what truly matters to you. Don't give so much energy out to other people that it costs you energetically and emotionally, and so that you are making sure you're getting your needs met, that you are, having the energy to do what you need to do, accomplish your goals, feel strong within yourself, and move forward. So this is going to be a really powerful time. We're in the fall now, going into the fall, and this is a very powerful time of the year. It's the time of the harvest. So we're all harvesting what we've sown all year. And this is really important for you to look at how you're using your abilities to create what you want. Now, Jupiter being in Virgo can narrow your focus too much. Don't forget, you're about the big picture. Leo rules the big picture. And so don't focus on, the minutia and worry about that. Don't worry about that, right? When you worry, you focus on what you don't want. Focus on what you do want. Take action where you need to, right? And do what's right for you. Do what makes you feel good. Do what empowers you. Yes, consider others. Yes, consider the needs of others. Absolutely. It's the balance of what do you need, what do others need. And remember, the better you take care of yourself, the more you bring to others. And that's the key here with you. So for those of you looking for love, you have Venus in your sign. And Mars, is in your sign until he moves into Virgo on the 24th. So, someone could be brought to you at this time of relationship season. And so, it's on for you. For those of you coupled, you're going to find that you're really looking at the relationship and the balance of power in the relationship and the truth of the relationship. And so very important that you communicate what you need and be honest about what you're really experiencing so that you give other people the opportunity to step up. And, that is really important. Money looks fantastic. Yes, Mars has moved into that area, and there could be some sort of expense that comes up on the 24th, but Jupiter is there all year. And this is, having your own fairy godfather in this area. So having Jupiter in this area is the same as saying, what do you love and value? I can bring that to you. Yes, more money is always great, but also maybe it's achieving something. Maybe it's, a new home. Maybe it's, a new lifestyle. Maybe it's, something that isn't necessarily money, but it's something that you really cherish and want. With Jupiter here, he can bring it to you. And this is going on, for the next 12 years because you will not be back in this area for another 12 years. So money looks fantastic for the Leos. Spiritually, you're growing. And, there's a focus going on in the area of expansion of consciousness for you. And it's a harmonious energy flow and it's lifting you up. So it's like, remember the big picture. Remember what you want. Don't forget your dreams. Don't get so focused on the minutia that you forget the big picture and the dreams. And remember that you're creating the dreams by the choices you're making today. Pluto moving forward in the area of health can improve the health for you. So there can be an improvement in the health as well as the work that you're doing, having more energy, having more stamina, and able to take on bigger projects. It's very exciting for you. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, favoring, and sharing and Google Plusing my podcast, Leo. You're so awesome. Thank you for subscribing. You totally rock! And if you would like for me to take a detailed look at your astrology or you're interested in coaching, those links are below. So until next time, Leo, focus on those gifts of yours and be expansive.
Life can be be fiction, real or contradiction. Wanna put you in the zone, destination cannot see. What's reality anyway? Nothing but a fantasy. If they're not talking about you, they're talking about me. Pay me